Industrialization Act 1967, and Employment Act is 1955, Trade Union Act 1959, EPF Act 1991, OSHA 1994, Workmen Compensation 1952, Employee Social Security Act 1969. So we will be referring to all these act. We call them Act A, C, T. Act here, Act. It also means statute. The statute passed by the Parliament in Malaysia. Okay. So it's important for the student to get a copy. Okay, you can have soft copy because the lectures are online. Okay, or you can also buy one if you are interested later. If you're going to work in HR department or any companies which require you to know about employment and industrial relation law. Okay, so it's important to have a hard copy. Yeah? Okay. Industrial Relation Act is also important. So these are the two main statutes: Employment Act and also Industrial Relation Act. Okay. And the Trade Union Act is only for the trade union purposes. Okay. If you want to know the law on trade union, you have to get this act. But for the class purpose, we only have just one lecture. Okay. And EPF is where the contribution for the Employment Provident Fund. Okay. So I will let you know in detail. So I go to the next slide. Okay, first is Employment Act. So you must know when to use the proper act. Okay. Employment Act is where you refer to the what you call all the benefits. Okay. So if you want to know about annual leave, okay, you have to refer to the Employment Act. Okay. So this Employment Act. Okay, lays down provision to protect workers from exploitation and also to provide minimum benefit to all the workers. Okay, so this act contains minimum provision. Okay, minimum provision on terms and condition of employment in Malaysia. Okay, so it's only relevant to the private sector. If you're working at the government office, okay, it's not relevant. Okay, only to the private sector. Okay. So I think you know what is private sector. Okay, that companies. Okay, they are private sector. Okay, so it contains all the minimum benefit, like I said now, annual benefit, annual leave, sick leave. Okay, if you want to know about what you call like maternity leave, then your rights. Okay, if you've been dismissed, okay, you can refer to the Employment Act. Okay, so who are covered? They must be employee. Okay, employee who earn not more than 2,000 per month. If you're earning more than 2,000, you are not subject to the Employment Act. Okay, remember that. If your salary is 3,000, you are not an employee under the Employment Act. That means the terms and condition that we will be studying in, I think, the fourth lecture is not relevant. Okay, the minimum term is not relevant, but the subject matter will be the same. Okay, so we will look at what is the definition of employee. Okay, in next class. Okay, it's not easy. If you're employed, you are paid salary, you are considered employee. It's not like that. We have a legal what do you call legal or test to determine the status of a person, whether a person is an employee or not. Okay, so we will look at the definition later in next class. Okay, then what are the benefit that you can get from the Employment Act? So it contains terms and condition of employment. Okay, like rights to working hours. That means you will know how many hours you're supposed to work. Okay, if you are asked to work overtime, okay, what are the condition? The payment of wages, weekly rest day, annual leave, sick leave, holidays, and also others like maternity leave and allowances. Termination, if you have been terminated, retrenched, or laid off, okay, been laid off, okay, and also retirement benefit. Okay, so these are the terms and condition stated in the Employment Act. Okay, so I see no one showing their face here. Many have joined, but no faces yet. How many participants? 52. Anyone who like to show their face here? Okay, Ramya. Okay, good to see you. Yeah, because you want to know, if not, I'll be like speaking to myself, huh? Okay, so we got Industrial Relation Act, huh? Okay, Industrial Relation Act, huh? Because I want to use the Bahasa Malaysia, but we got also any foreign. I don't think so. I got any foreign student from beside Indonesia. This time, I got Sarawak. I think for Sabah Sarawak, yes. Um, no, from Nigeria or maybe from other country. Yeah? Okay, so if there are, please remind me, just to, because you might be working in like companies which require you to use Bahasa Malaysia also. Okay, so like the Industrial Relation Act, we call this as Akta Perhubungan Perusahaan. Okay, if you see in the internet, okay, sometimes you do not know whether it's the act that are referring or not. Okay, and the Employment Act is Akta Kerja. Okay, Akta Kerja 1995, and this is Akta Perhubungan Perusahaan ataupun Perindustrian is the same. Okay, so this act regulates the relationship between the employer and the employee and the trade union. So we got one more party here. Okay, trade union, employer and employee. Okay, and it also have to settle, prevent and settle dispute between the two parties. Ensuring peaceful industrial relation. That means if there's any we call pertikaian, okay, pertikaian perusahaan, then there's a procedure how to settle the dispute between the employer and the employee. Okay. Then what aspects the Industrial Relation Act covers? So it protects the workers' right and employers' right on their trade union matters. Then on recognition and scope of representation of trade union. That means if you want to form a trade union at the workplace, then you want to ask for recognition. The process is stated under the Industrial Relation Act. Then how to make a collective agreement. Okay, maybe the HR student who are at semester 4 or 5 you have learned, so you will know the legal procedure. Okay, collective agreement, bargaining and also agreement. Okay, then representation on dismissal. If you've been dismissed, how you're going to take action against your employer. Okay, dismissal is pemecatan. If you are not sure, you can ask in Bahasa Malaysia, it doesn't matter. Okay, industrial court is Mahkamah Perusahaan. Okay, and trade dispute, strike is mogok. I think everybody know is what is mogok or strike. Lockout is sekat masuk. So we will learn in detail later some of the topics here. Okay, then trade union. Okay, trade union act is Akta Kesatuan Sekerja. Okay, so just one topic, so we will know how to register trade union, the rights and liability of trade union, membership. Membership means siapa boleh jadi ahli. Okay, qualification of a trade union officer, kelayakan qualification, trade dispute, and also the registered office. Okay, then we got EPF. Okay, EPF is Akta Kumpulan Simpanan Pekerja. Okay, KWSP. So if I say KWSP, I think most of you know. Okay, so this act governs the Employees Provident Fund in Malaysia. Okay, I think if you have worked part time or you are been employed before this, okay, you know that employer have to give certain portion, so they deduct from the salary of an employee, let's say 11%, and the employer give 12% extra. It's extra, no? You cannot deduct the 12% from the employee's wages, so it's extra to the employee's wages. Okay, so this 11% and 12% will be put into a fund that we call EPF, KWSP. Okay, so it's aimed to provide a measure of security for old age retirement to its members. Okay, if you are working at the private sector, you do not have a retirement benefit. Okay, the government employees only have. So this will be a retirement benefit for the employees under the what do you call private sector. Okay, and it also give benefit to the members. That means we can take the money from the fund to buy a house, and also for other schemes like if you want to buy computer, repair house, or maybe for your further studies. Okay, they have a certain account that where you can withdraw. Okay, so this act administer the pension. um okay, already okay, it's right. Okay, so you also have the pension scheme and also the others. Okay, I think this slide is from this topic. I think I had to, it's actually from the pension act. I have to revise this portion. Okay, okay, now we got OSHA. Okay, have you heard about OSHA? For those who are from HR course, have you heard about OSHA?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So remember, slide, the previous slide I had to amend this because I got something extra, but I did not amend correctly. Okay. Okay, OSHA. Okay, OSHA is Occupational Safety and Health Act. A is for Act. So it's gazetted in 1994. Okay, is under the Department of Human Resource. Okay, and it is enforced by DOS. Okay, Department of Occupational Safety and Health. Okay, so we will learn in detail in topic I think 13 and 14 about OSHA. Okay, so OSHA is a legislative framework to secure the safety and health and welfare, and also to protect others. That means employees and also other person against risk to safety or health in connection to the activities of persons at work. That means at work is not only the employer but also employee. We got contractor, we got customers coming. So all of them will be protected under OSHA. Okay, we got SOCSO. Okay, SOCSO is in English. In Bahasa is Perkeso. Okay, maybe if you got parents who are injured, maybe you know that you have to go to the Perkeso to get any benefits. Okay, so it's Social Security Organization. So we will learn about the organization. This organization is under ESA, Employees Social Security Act 1969, and the regulation. Okay, so we only study about SOCSO. SOCSO is the organization pertubuhan. Okay, so that also will be in week 13. Okay, so SOCSO provide social security protection by social insurance, including medical and cash benefit. So every employee, if you're working at the private sector, you have to contribute like EPF. You have to contribute certain portion to this organization. So if there's any accident at the workplace, you will be protected. Medical or cash, that means medical expenses will be covered, and also you can get cash benefit. Provision of artificial aid. Artificial aid is like can you give an example? Artificial aids? Anyone? Irfan? I can see you here, Irfan, artificial aid. Contoh? Boleh? Tak dengar? Okay, how about his Ricky? Can you give me an example artificial aid? Contoh? Tak ada. Okay. Artificial aid is like kaki palsu or tangan palsu. When there's a accident, you have to get bantuan secara artificial. Okay. So then rehabilitation to employees to reduce suffering. Okay. That means you'll be given like a physiotherapy. Okay. To reduce the suffering, and also financial guarantee and protection to the families. That means in case of death, the family also will get the protection. Okay, then we have Workmen Compensation Act. So Workmen Compensation Act is like so also, but workmen compensation is for foreign employees compared with SOCSO. SOCSO is only for the local employee. That means for the Malaysian employees, workmen compensation provides compensation to the foreign employees. It's about the same. If there's any accident in the course of employment or occupational disease, the employees will be protected. Okay. So these are the legislation related to our course here, Employment and Industrial Relation Act. Okay, so any questions so far? Soalan ke?
Madam, EPF tu for public sector?
EPF is both. Okay, if you're working at private sector, okay, and also government sector, where's EPF? Both sectors. Okay.
Okay.
EPF ni for both sectors lah, okay. A certain portion now is like 12%. That let's say your salary is 2,000. Okay, so for EPF it doesn't matter. It's not 2,000. Just for the Employment Act is 2,000. Let's say your salary is 3,000. Okay, so the employer will deduct your salary 11%. So 11%, 3,000 is 330. That means your salary, when you get your salary will be reduced 330. Okay, that means you will not get full if your salary is 3,000. Okay, and then the work what do you call, employers portion is 12%. So 12% out of 3,000 is 360. Okay, so the 360 is where the employer have to pay additional to you actually, but he will not pay to you directly, but he will pay to the fund. So 360 is your employer's portion, and 330 is your portion. So both portion will be put into EPF. Okay, so when you can withdraw this money, okay, we got condition at the age of 50, 55, or in case you want to buy your house, or you want to buy computer, you want to go for further studies, okay, there are so many conditions that you can withdraw your EPF money. Okay, so is it clear?
Yes, madam.
Okay, yeah. So now we have looked into the legislation. So you must know when to use EPF, when to use trade union, when to look for SOCSO, OSHA, or Employment Act, and also Industrial Relation Act. Okay. So there's a question here. Okay. To those supporters. Okay. Okay. There's one question. Okay. If your salary is more than 2,000, okay, you have to look at your own personal contract. Okay, that's why when you go to work, okay, or you've been appointed, you have to know what are your rights. Okay, so the Employment Act give you the minimum. Okay, so normally when you are appointed, you were only given, you are entitled for how many days leave, okay, annual leave how many days, okay, maternity leave how many days, okay, then what else, okay, not much stated, okay, so what the employer can do is that the employer should give you more than what has been stated in the Employment Act. That's why it's very important to know your rights. Okay. If you know the minimum provision under the Employment Act, then you know that you should get better. Okay. So let's say your employer says that, okay, your annual leave, or maybe your public holiday lah. Okay, let's say your public holiday. Okay. So public holiday, how many days you are entitled? Okay, according to the Employment Act. Okay, you are entitled to only 11 days. Okay, but most employer give more than that. Okay, so they can give you 20 days or maybe 15 days. Okay, you should not get 10 days or 8 days for public holiday. You must know that. That's why it's very important to know that what are the minimum provision in the Employment Act. Okay, so um, so if you are appointed and your salary is more than 2,000, you must go and ask the HR department how many days you are entitled for maternity leave, sick leave, or how many hours that you should work in a day. Yeah? Okay. So another question, is it so always the same, will be deduct same as the EPF? Okay. So will be deducted from the employee's salary also. EPF also will be deducted from employee's salary. Okay, and at the same time, the employer also have to make their own contribution. Both party have to pay. Okay, the percentage for also is very low. Okay, so both parties have to pay. Okay, but so is very little. I think about 1% like that. I'm not sure. You can look at the table in the for the contribution according to the salary. There's a table. Okay. So Shazana, is it okay? You asked me a question here. Any other question? Okay. Yeah. So we'll look at the other topic now on the relevant bodies. Okay, we have already got all the legislation. Now we look at the ministry and also the bodies that enforce all the act here. Okay, so I go to next topic. Yeah? Okay, now we look at the the who actually enforce the industrial relation in Malaysia together with the Employment Act. So we have the Ministry of Human Resource. Okay, so the Ministry of Human Resource iaitu Kementerian Sumber Manusia. Okay, so he is responsible for administrating and also overseeing the industrial relation system. Okay, that means all the what you call the act is like Trade Union Act, the Employment Act, the Industrial Relation Act, EPF Act, is everything under the Ministry of Human Resource. Okay, so this Ministry of Human Resource is responsible for administrating and also overseeing the industrial relations system in Malaysia. Okay, so the basic objective of the ministry is to protect the welfare of workers, their safety, and also help and also the rights of the employees or workers in Malaysia. Okay, so this will be done through the legislation. Okay, and to equip the unemployed with basic industrial skills and to improve skill level of the workforce. Okay, so if in case there's unemployed employees or been retrenched, okay, this ministry is responsible also. Okay, then to promote the good employer and employee relationship through a stable and peaceful industry relation system. So we do not like promote what do you call strike, or when there's a strike, the employer will have to consult the trade union. So it's all under the Ministry of Human Resources. Okay, then to assist in maximizing the country's manpower resources through manpower planning. Okay, so the ministry is so responsible to give training to employees. They have the what do you call training center. Okay, for the manpower planning. So we look at the what are the departments under the Ministry of Human Resources. Okay, first we have Department of Labour. Okay, for labour we have in Sabah and Sarawak different one. Okay, Department of Labour Peninsula Malaysia, Department of Labour Sabah, Department of Labour Sarawak, all different. So for Malaysia we have 3 Department of Labour. Okay, then Department of Industrial Relations. Okay, Department of Trade Union. Okay, then Department of OSH, Department of OSH, which we call as DOSH, and Manpower Department. Okay, so these are the department under the Ministry of Human Resources. Okay, beside that, there's also other department which we do not call them as a department, but like SOCSO, we call them organization. EPF, we call them EPF fund, okay, because they are under a board, okay. Then Human Resource Development Corporation, Industry Court, and also Labour Court. These are not department, but they are all under the Ministry of Human Resources also. Okay, so if you look or you open the website of Ministry of Human Resources, you can get what do you call um, information regarding what has been mentioned in these 2 slides. Okay, so now we look at the Labour Department. Okay, Labour Department is headed by a Director General. DG is Director General, or in Bahasa Malaysia we call them as Ketua Pengarah. Okay, who is assisted by a Deputy Director General. Okay, Timbalang Ketua Pengarah. Okay, and there's a 4 Director of Labour who supervise the state level office and sub office. Okay, and the department enforce Employment Act and also Workmen Compensation Act. So if you have any problem, let's say regarding the matters under the Employment Act, let's say you are not paid salary, okay, because Employment Act is enforce the terms and condition of employment. So let's say your employer have not paid you 2 months salary, so you must know which department to go. So you go to the Labour Department. You do not go to the Industrial Relation Department. Okay, so this department enforces Employment Act. Okay, Workmen Compensation and also the Wages Council Act, Child and Young Persons Employment Act, Employment Restriction Act, the Workmen Minimum Standard of Housing and Amenities Act. Okay, but we will not study all these. Just to let you know that beside the Employment Act and also the Workmen Compensation Act, the Labour Department also enforce this act. So you want to do any project paper or you want to get information, okay, you must know where to look. So you can go to the Labour Office to get more information on this act also. Okay, then industrial relation department. So also just like what you call the labor department, but also headed by a director general. Okay, and they have deputy director general. Okay, the director of Sabah and also the Sarawak. Okay, so for Peninsula Malaysia. Okay, we have Malaysia. We got Peninsula Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak. Okay, and the two officers here report to the Department of Industrial Relations, and they are responsible for the function of labor industrial relation matter. Okay, just to let you know that the director, um, Deputy Director General, okay, of Sabah Sarawak also report to the Department of Industrial Relations. Okay. So for Peninsula Malaysia, every state do not have the Department of Industrial Relations. Okay, we got only 5. Okay, 5 in Malaysia. Okay, so you can find out which state have Department of Industrial Relation. Okay, is it in my next slide? So it's not stated there. Okay, like we got in Kedah do not have. We got Penang. Okay, Penang, Perak. Okay, Kuala Lumpur. Okay, um, I'm not sure for the other two, Johor, and maybe for the what do you call Terengganu and Kelantan. There's one. So I'm not sure which state have. So only 5. Okay, only 5 in Malaysia. Okay, and each of them have their director and number of industrial relation officers. Okay, so you know the objective been explained earlier just now. Okay, the department administer the Industrial Relation Act, and its objective is to settle the dispute between the employer and employee through conciliation. Okay, so if you got any problem, okay, you go to the department first. You do not go to the court. Okay, because the department will help to settle any dispute between you and the employer. Okay, so what matters that you go to the Industrial Relation Department? Can you let me know any matters that you go to the Industrial Relation Department? Any matters? Then now we already explained, okay, for what matters we use Industrial Relation Act, okay. So what matters that you go to the Industrial Relation Department? Any one who like to give the answer on what matters? Any anyone who like to give me the answer? Okay, matters regarding employee relationship. So you must be specific. It's either like you want to know, you want to give me in an example. Okay, maybe you can say that an employee been dismissed. Let's say employee been dismissed by the employer. Okay, then you go to this department. Okay, so you've been dismissed. That means you've been apa tu dipecat, dibuang kerja, okay, then you can go to the Industrial Relation Department. You do not go to the Labour Department. Okay, so you must know which matter that for which matter you are going to the Industrial Relation Department. Okay, so other than that, it'd be like disputes. If you got any disputes, you also can go to the Industrial Relation Department. Okay, then trade union department. Okay, somebody asked me a question. What is that? Jabatan Buruh. I did not see your, is it same as Jabatan Buruh? No. Jabatan Buruh is pejabat, what do you call, Department of Labour. Okay, Department of Labour is Jabatan Buruh. Okay, in English we call them Jabatan Buruh. Okay, so Jabatan Buruh is Department of Labour. Okay, Department of Industrial Relation is Jabatan Perhubungan Perusahaan. Okay, it's two different things. Jabatan Perhubungan Perusahaan, this one. Okay, and the Labour Department is Jabatan Buruh. Okay, these are the two different things. Okay, then we got the mouse is not working. Trade union. Okay, so trade union, also there's a one director general, ketua pengarah, apa tu, Jabatan Kesatuan Kerja. Okay, so he will be responsible for enforcing the Trade Union Act. So if there's any matters regarding newly formed union, or you're going to deregister, or you want to check on the annual account of the trade union, or you got any complaints, so you go to the trade union department. So anything to do with the trade union, you must go to the trade union department. Okay, and DOSH. Okay, so Department of OSH is DOSH. Okay, so until 1994, this department DOSH is known as Department of Factory and Machinery, Kilang dan Jentera. Okay, Jabatan Kilang dan Jentera. Okay, so the name now changed to DOSH. Okay, since 1994, and is still responsible for implementing DOSH, OSHA, and also Factory and Machinery Act. Okay, so DOSH will enforce OSHA and Factory and Machinery Act. Okay, so can anyone explain, DOSH will be enforcing which act? Hello, students. So quiet, nah?
Occupational Safety and Health,
Yes.
OSHA.
So, OSHA and also Factory and Machinery Act. Okay, so DOSH, DOSH, DOSH will be enforcing OSHA, this act, OSHA, and also Factory and Machinery Act. Okay, so if you got a factory that want to use any machine, so you must go to this department. Okay, so if you want to open any business that want to use machines, you also have to get approval from this department. Okay, so this department deal with OSHA and also Factory and Machinery Act. Okay, so we will not be learning in detail all this act. So when you got time, you just go through. Okay, if you are very interested in opening a business, maybe we do not know. Okay, maybe you want to intend to open a business. Let's say just even though it can be a biscuit factory. Okay, you need machine to operate the factory. Okay, so you must go to this department to get approval. They come and check the machine, and they will give you a license to operate. Okay, so the machines also must be safe. Okay, to be used. So you must know that this department is very important if you are running a business. Okay, then we got SOCSO. Okay, already explained that SOCSO is under the ESA, Employees Social Security Act. Okay, and it provides benefit to employees and also the dependent. Dependent means tanggungan, okay, in case of accident, okay. Um, I'm sorry, now the scheme is already now for those who are earning less than 4,000. This one been increased to 4,000 already. Okay. So it's either you amend or you take note on this. Okay. So now protect those who are earning more than those who are earning less than 4,000. Okay. It's very important. It's very good insurance scheme where if anything happened to you during work or on the way to work, okay, or while you are at work, you will be protected under the SOCSO, okay. And the salary is where the shilling is below 4,000, okay. So can you understand SOCSO applies to whom?
Madam, I want to ask,
Yes.
if the worker earn more than 4,000, so they will not getting this also, is it?
Uh, yes. Previously, so is those who are earning less than 2,000 and been increased to 3,000. Now is 4,000. So this slide should be amended. I think maybe I did not upload the correct slide. Because I already make amendment. Okay, so it's 4,000 now. It's 4,000. It's like this. Okay. When this is where when you are first registered under SOCSO. Let's say you are employed in 2020, your salary is 4,000. Okay, so you will be protected under SOCSO. Okay, later, let's say after 6 months, your salary increased to 4,500 or 5,000, you still be protected. So the time of registration is important. Okay, I think it's quite difficult to nowadays to get straight away when you are first appointed as 4,000 as a salary. Okay, so 4,000 is the shilling rate. Okay, that means once you are registered and then your salary increase, it doesn't matter. Okay, only at the time of registration, your salary must be below 4,000. Okay? Okay, for those for the student who asked me a question on this.
Yes, madam, I understand.
Okay. Now we got EPF. So EPF applies to all employees. Doesn't matter if you are in private sector or government sector. Like SOCSO is only for private sector. Okay, remember, for all. SOCSO is only for private sector. Okay, like government employees, they are not protected. We got no insurance unless we take our own personal insurance. Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay. So is EPF here. Okay. I don't want to explain again. Okay. And we got industrial court and labor court. So these are two different court. Okay, so industrial court is a tribunal established under Industrial Relation Act. Okay, so it's a tribunal. Okay, under Industrial Relation Act. So it arbitrate dispute between employer and employees. Okay, so next topic. Next topic will be industrial court. And the third one will be on who is an employee and the test. Okay. So if you got any problem, let's say you've been dismissed, okay, or maybe you are not paid bonus, okay, so you can file a case at the industrial court, um, but the procedure is not that you go straight to the court, but you must go to the industrial relation department that I already mentioned earlier. Okay, so if you got any matter, you go to the department first. You file your claim there, and the department will what you call conciliate, and that means will discuss with you, negotiate with you, and see what's your problem. Okay, if the matter cannot be settled, then only the matter can go to the industrial court. Okay, so you cannot file your case straight at the industrial court. You must go to the industrial relation department first. Okay, and for the labor court, so labor court is also the same. You go to the labor department first when you got any problem regarding any dispute under the Employment Act. Okay, and if the matter cannot be settled, then it goes to the labor court. Okay, so labor court is under the Employment Act, and industrial court is under the Industrial Relation Act. Okay, so two different court under two different act. Okay, one is under Industrial Relation Act, and the other one, labor court, is under the Employment Act. And lastly, we have Human Resource Development Fund. Just now we see the ministry have also the objective to encourage manpower. Okay, so under the ministry, there's one development fund. Okay, where it encourage the employer to give training to the workers. So the employers in certain sectors are required to contribute 1% of their payroll to this fund. Okay, and the company can claim for reimbursement of the costs involved when the training has been conducted. That means 1% of the payroll. Okay, the company have to contribute to the fund when the company have done all the training or conducted the training. Okay, they can claim the cost for training. Okay, so it's good. It's a fund where the employee only contribute 1%, and when they conducted the training, they can claim for the cost. It's not 1%, but for the cost they already incurred for the training. Okay, so I think that's all for what you call notes on bodies or enforcement bodies under the Employment and Industrial Relation Act. Okay, so any question that you want to ask?
Madam,
Yes.
about the employees in certain sectors, can it specifically which sectors?
For which one?
For the Human Resource Development Fund.
Oh, for this, I think you have to look at the under the this Human Resource Development Fund Act itself. If not, would not get the answer. Can I check just Human Development Fund? Okay. I think one of them will be like under the what do you call industrial sectors, industrial sectors. Okay, like manufacturing sectors, sectors. Okay, but if you want to know more, I think you have to look at the act itself. Let me check and see. Okay, so you want to know the sector here? Okay, and I just opened the act, Resources Development Act. Okay, so it says the industry here is manufacturing sectors. Okay, That means employees with 50 or more employees. Okay, if you got more than 50 employees in manufacturing sectors, okay, you can also apply for the under this human resource development fund. Okay, manufacturing service sector. Okay, second is service sector. There's also condition. Okay, for service sector, employer with 10 or more employees. Okay, so service center is like hotel, inns, resort, or similar places. Okay, so manufacturing, service, okay. Okay, there's a very long list, so you can refer to the act if you want to know more. Already given two types here. Okay. Um, okay, there's more here. Okay. Mining and quarrying sector. Okay, mining and quarrying sector. Um, very long, the schedule here. Okay. So there's a three there already given to you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Okay, so if you want to know more, you can look up because the schedule is very long. Okay, schedule for manufacturing. Okay, but for the what you call service, for service is very long, and also mining is very long. Okay, so look at for the act, if there's any amendment. That's why it's very important. You look for the amendment if there's any amendment. Okay, look for the latest. Okay, amendment means pindaan, pindaan kepada akta. Okay, so any other question, students? Any questions, students?
No.
Okay,
No.
how about Farah? No, you don't got no question. How about your group? Did you manage to form your own group, students?
Yes, madam.
You already
No,
got your
still
own
no.
groups? Not yet.
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully we can deliver the question, but assignment 1, 2 and 3, okay, is on topic 7 onwards, is I can say that towards the mid break, so you still have to wait for the topics. So did you read anything from the internet on employment and also industrial relation law? Look for articles or any interesting articles on employment and industrial relation law to enhance your knowledge. Because I'm not sure whether you got any textbook with you or not. So you can read articles on employment and industrial relation. Some of the article might be outside the scope of the syllabus, but it will help you to understand the employment and industrial relation in Malaysia. Okay, and some articles are very detailed. That we got articles on minimum wages, we got articles on sexual harassment, we got article on dismissal, criminal misconduct. Okay, it's interesting to read. Okay, but it will be something that extra because you are not the law student. But if you are interested, it will be very it will be very helpful. Okay, to you because it will enhance your knowledge on employment and also industrial relation. Okay, the textbook is in the course outline. Okay, Danson Aidurai is the main textbook. Most of the notes are from the textbook. There are also other textbook like Maimuna Amuddin, but Maimuna Amuddin is for HR student where there are no much cases. I think not much cases there. Okay. Because right now we are not at the office, so but you cannot also borrow the book. Can you go to the library and borrow the book? No, and you are not allowed. You see? Okay. So what you can get is either you go to the a bookshop and buy the textbook, or you um go to the bookshop, or you borrow from your friend. Okay, because it's difficult to go to the library right now. Okay. So any other question?
Madam, for the book, you prefer which one?
Danson Aidurai is the English textbook. Okay. Meant for the law student, but it's very good textbook. Danson Aidurai, the first I think in the list of your syllabus. Okay, so our syllabus is actually based on that textbook. Okay, but the I think is like 2004, I think. So the cases are not new. Okay, because the cases always you can get from the library. Okay, library website. Uh, you know how to get the cases from the library website? Do you know?
No.
Okay, you
No,
go to the
madam.
library website. Okay, I do not know how to show you here, but if you go to the library, library, when you open, you can see e-resources. Okay, you click at e-resources. Okay, and then you go to CLJ. Okay, CLJ or LexisNexis. Okay, and then when you open the website there, okay, you must got the password. I think as a student, I know that you already got your own password for the library access. Okay, so you just type the word like search. What are the terms that you want to search? Okay, I think when I try to like show you when I open the website. Okay, um I'm not sure how to show you here. Okay. Maybe later. Okay. Maybe later. I will just like snap the photos on the website and show where to click. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Maybe I would like to. I'm not sure whether I can click here and show you or not.
Ni Din. Ni buat kaki yang teruk ngah. Handuk menuk. Handuk. Oteh. Jangan Din. Han jangan duk ni. Oteh Din. Nanti jadi kecil ni.
Okay, students. I think I saw your attendance in the QR. I'm not sure how I got the attendance just now because you did not scan also. Okay, most of the attendance are there. Okay, maybe it's automatic or not. I'm not sure. Okay, so I think I'd like to end the class.
Madam, that one maybe is the old one.
For the attendance, is it?
Yes. You need to choose the top one.
For the attendance, are you saying that it's O1?
Maybe you can show us.
Okay. Okay, that means I just take like 10 minutes or 5 minutes just to check and see. Okay.
Sure.